It's time to do my FPL Game Week 3 team selection. Last week wasn't a good week at all. My Game Week 2 was really bad. The players performed badly. I was talking about taking out Marmoush. He started the game, but he didn't do anything. He got 1 point. It was really a bad week. So, and another bad news is Palmer. Palmer is injured, and I don't think he's going to be back for Game Week 3. So, if you watch my last video, I talked about making two transfers and taking one hit. So that is why I didn't do any transfer last week, because I wanted to save that for today. So we have 2 free transfers, and I will also be taking one hit. So the thing with fantasy is people always look at the next fixture, but that's not the way to go about it. Always look at least 3 fixtures before considering a player, because some people just look at one fixture and choose a player. And guys, even if you take the best players that always perform, it never works out like that, because injuries. So building your perfect team takes time. It might take at least 10 game weeks or 5 game weeks. It just depends. So in this video, I will do 3 changes, and I'll also show you my future changes, so that by the end of September, I will have my perfect team. Because really, you want a team that you really don't change anything. You can just be doing 1 changes or change who is the captain, stuff like that. But the ideal scenario is to have a team that is untouched. So, but this is the beginning of the season, so that can never happen like that. So the changes I'll be making: Palmer, I have to take him out because I'm not sure he's gonna play this game. And McGahee, I will take him out too. So Frimpong is injured, but I am going to keep him because he will play a role for my future transfer. Marmoush also, the way they are using him this season, is a very good player, but I don't think he will have a lot of points because he doesn't play a lot of minutes, so that is bad. Man United lost yesterday. This was crazy. Manchester United is in big trouble. So this is the last chance. If Bruno Fernandes doesn't perform in this game, I will consider taking him out of my team. So the first replacement, I will go with João Pedro because he's really in form. João Pedro will be my first pick. And by the end of this transfer, you will see that I'll have a lot of money left because it's for the future planning. So the next player I'm gonna choose also will be Kudus. If you click on him, look at his games. He has Bournemouth, West Ham, and Brighton. So I always look at 3 fixtures before choosing a player. If you are looking for just 1 game, then you just better free hit. Just do a free hit if you just care about 1 game. And this is just the next player I'll be choosing is for the long term. So I'll take Reinders because he'll be playing a lot for Man City this season, and he likes to shoot, so he will have some goals this season. So this will be my team. This will be my team for this weekend. So let me just make the transfers, and so that I will then move on to my future plans. I'll take a 4 hit point. Yep. So let's go. Let's pick the team first. How I'm gonna do it. So unfortunately, Baleba, I'm gonna substitute Baleba and move João Pedro in. So Dalo, I don't even know if he's going to start. The only reason I'm removing Esteve is because Man United is the huge favorite for that game, so I don't even want to put him. So my defense is terrible. But the thing with FPL is you can have a great defense, but they don't give you any points. So it's building the team slowly. That is the key. I'm really confused who I'm going to give captain. Salah is against Arsenal. Arsenal have a very good defense, so I don't know. So it's between Bruno Fernandes and João Pedro for this game week. But here's the problem: Man United performed very badly. But I think that might be a positive for this game week, because now they really have pressure to really go and perform, and it's at home. I don't know if I should do João Pedro or Bruno Fernandes, but this is just one game week, you know. This is just one game week, and the way João Pedro is in form now, I'm just gonna give it to João Pedro. So for this game week, this is my team. Okay, I'm gonna save changes. So now let me show you guys my plan for the upcoming fixtures. So you see I have 3.5 million. That is a lot of money in FPL. So the first change I'm going to do next week, depending on how they perform, for example, because my defense is really terrible at the moment. So depending on how they perform, if Strand Larsen, because against Everton I expect him to have a good game, because up till now 2 games he hasn't scored and he hasn't really performed well. So the first person to go, Frimpong, obviously, because he's expensive and I'm not using him, he's injured. So I'll take him out, and in his place I'm gonna do Pedro Porro. This is for next week, and you see I even have more money. Now if my midfield is doing good and my attack is doing good, I'll focus on improving my defense first. So let's say if everything is good, then my next change is gonna be Dalot. You know, I'm gonna do Dalot, and see I can afford any defender I want now. I can afford any defender. Spence is a good player, and look how cheap he is. You know. So I haven't decided who I'm gonna go with yet, but let's just say I change him to Calafiori, for example, because this guy is really doing good for us now. Okay, let's say I take him for example. Now my starting defense is good. It's gonna be Livramento, Calafiori, and Pedro Porro. That is a good defense. With 2.8 million left, so now the players I'm gonna change here is between Baleba and Strand Larsen, depending on how Strand Larsen performs. If Strand Larsen is performing badly, I'm gonna take him out, and I will likely do Woods. You see, I'll likely do Woods. Or if I don't do Woods, I even have money to do Gyökeres. Look at that. I even have money to do Gyökeres. So imagine this team. You see, look at the vision. So it takes time, guys. It takes time. There is no need to rush. Even if, let's say, you are in a league and you are at the bottom, you don't need to worry. By the time you have a solid team, you're gonna go up for sure. So after this, again, plans for the future. Again, the person I might change might be Baleba. Since with this formation he's not going to be playing, I think he's too expensive to be on the bench for me. A 5 million player should be playing. To have a 5 million player that is not playing is too expensive. I might wait 2 game week and I take him out, and let's say for example I can take out Richards too. You know, I can have a better midfielder and like a 4 million defender. You know, I can do something like that. So that's my upcoming plan. It's patience, guys, patience. So let's go over my team again. The attack is good. Ekitike, very impressive start. Strand Larsen, we're gonna see how he's gonna be doing. You know, João Pedro is good. You know, Dalot, I don't even know if he's gonna start. Kudos, he have had a great start too. So this is good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, and let's see how this week will play out, guys. Just as a reminder, I have my league. The information is down in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.